It's safe to say we all remember finding some glowstone, putting it in a frame, and placing some water in it, and boom, nothing happens? The Aether mod. Everyone remembers being so excited thinking this was vanilla, then when you actually went to try it, nothing happened at all. This was arguably the biggest betrayal of our entire childhoods, and for that reason, most people have completely forgotten what the actual Aether looked like. The Aether itself was so cool, with a bunch of floating islands above the clouds, and it was an entirely different dimension, just like the Nether, but the exact opposite. The concept of it being so high above made it truly feel like something unique, which played a massive role in what made it so believable and caused just about every single child back then to face immeasurable confusion and disappointment. But even worse than the childhood betrayal of the Aether portal was the Emerald Armor mod. You see, this mod did exactly what it says. It makes emerald armor. But obviously when you tried it in vanilla Minecraft, nothing popped up on the crafting table. Just like with the Aether mod, millions of players would try testing this out in their worlds, and for some, it was just a throwaway creative world that they tried making it on really quickly. But for others, 9-year-old me, they spent hours and probably entire days mining and trading emeralds to get 24 of them, just for the armor to not even exist. 24 doesn't sound like much nowadays, but back then, emeralds were very rare and the trading system was not nearly as easy as it is now. Nowadays, this is barely enough to get a mending book. Inflation's crazy nowadays. But when it comes to old mods, Pokemobs definitely takes the cake. Not only is this mod one of the most famous mods ever, but what you might have forgotten was that this was literally the start of Dan TDM and his entire channel, making Pokemobs survival let's plays. Those OG videos completely revolutionized how YouTubers made Minecraft content and played a massive role in creating the mod showcase series that helped so many creators reach millions of new viewers and fans. For this reason, the community owes a ton to this mod, not just because of it being the start of Dan TDM's channel, but the mod itself was so well done, especially considering that it's over a decade old and was developed on a very early version of Minecraft. Pokemobs, however, isn't anywhere to be found today, but it was one of the very early Pokemon mods, and nowadays the very similar Pixelmon has entirely replaced it. But while Pokemobs was a massive stepping stone towards creating the mod showcase community, a mod you probably don't remember that had far more content was Crazycraft, which, not so surprisingly, Dan also made a let's play on, which racked up millions of views. It was a massive mod with tons of mechanics, changing everything about how the game worked. And it wasn't just Dan who popularized this mod, so did Stampy and iBallistic Squid. This mod was truly amazing and had endless content. There were countless new mobs, built-in shaders, tons of new blocks, and crafting recipes. For a mod of this era, it was very well done. The mod was essentially just a combination of a bunch of different mods with its own twist on it. This mod also worked amazingly well for the YouTubers that made videos on it, as it gained each of them millions of views per video. Unlike most of Minecraft's forgotten mods, however, Crazycraft is still out to this day, now on the 4.0 version with even more content. But while Crazycraft pretty much had it all, the only thing it didn't have was crazy massive giant mobs, and if you watched Skyda's Minecraft back in the day, you'd know that the mod I'm talking about is the Giant Mobs mod. The mod was called Giant Spawn, and it does exactly what you'd think. Despite being so simple and minimalistic, it brought a lot to the game in terms of making it much harder. It's not that scary in creative mode, but imagine running around your world to see a massive zombie spawn out of nowhere in the distance headed straight towards you. Interestingly enough, the AI this mod was also based on was trained on the regular hostile mob AI, so it was about 10 times harder to beat considering how massive it is. Crazy mobs like this were very popular back in the day, and so were popular MMO's mob battles. There were tons of effort put in them, and one of the most popular mods used in his videos was the Mutant Creatures mod. This mod not only made the game much more interesting, but added a whole new layer of difficulty. It added cool mini boss battles, tons of buffed up mutated mobs, new abilities, and of course a rarer spawn rate. It took regular Minecraft to another level and made the game both much more fun but also scarier. Recently, however, this mod has become a trend once again, with modern day kids content creating videos like mob battles, and by the looks of these view counts, it's not exactly forgotten anymore. Now, a massive pig meteor coming hurling down from the sky seems pretty mutant to me, and the pig meteor mod did just that. When it hit the ground, it spawned in a massive pig. The mod itself was actually pretty simple, and while it wasn't as expansive as the mutant mobs mod, it added some new content to the game other than the massive pig. Most notably, it added a block of compressed raw pork chops, which was literally just the Minecraft version of spam. Best of all, however, you could literally ride and steer the massive pig the same way you normally would with a carrot on a stick. This mod didn't really add much functionality, and it was really just meant as a massive joke. Regardless, it's still one of the most viewed mods on YouTube to this day. And on the topic of strangely famous mods, we can't ignore how stupidly funny the girlfriend mod was. This mod added no functionality to the game whatsoever and really just brought literal NPCs into the game. It was just a cool funny addition until it got out of hand when people started making more questionable versions of the mod. Over the years, these mods have definitely gotten a lot of attention online, but in terms of being a valuable addition to the game, they were completely useless. But a mod that added insane amounts of functionality to the game was the Explosives Plus mod. This mod was reviewed by just about every popular YouTuber back in the day, with them showing off tons of cool explosives ranging from a nuke to a volcano. This mod really did have it all: an explosive sniper, an anti-gravity bomb, a nova bomb, and so much more. You could use it to excavate entire cave systems in a matter of seconds, if your PC was strong enough to handle it. It could be used as an actual mod in the survival world to help with mining or clearing out big areas. And considering it was made over 10 years ago, this mod deserves a lot more credit. But while the More TNT mod wasn't as explosive as Explosives Plus, it added a ton more variety and brought hundreds of different explosives into the game, such as different TNT sizes like the 500x TNT explosion. The mod has TNT for almost every use in Minecraft you can think of, and I guarantee you forgot about some of the craziest ones. For example, want to dig a massive hole without wasting hours of time? Use the drilling TNT, which digs all the way down to bedrock. Want to bring nether into the overworld? Use the Hellfire TNT block. Want to make an explosion far underground without affecting the surface for some reason? Use the Ghost TNT block. And if you're too lazy to even build yourself a house, use the Woodhouse TNT block. You get the point. The possibilities are literally endless. The craziest thing about this mod, however, was that you can get custom config TNT, which you can mod yourself and change its characteristics, making the perfect block of TNT for any use. This mod is truly amazing and offers so much, and it's by far one of the most creative ones the game has ever seen. You probably remember watching tons of mod reviews and showcases, and whenever the YouTuber pulled up their inventory, they had this. This was a mod which let the player choose any item they wanted in the game, and you could even get lava and water as an actual block, something childhood me was extremely jealous of. This mod was an absolute necessity for YouTubers and players alike, making the game so much easier and therefore helping YouTubers make videos faster, which is probably why you saw this in every YouTuber's videos at the time. The mod was truly a massive game changer for both YouTubers and map builders because it let them create some insane mods, builds, and maps which paved the way for more of the creative side of Minecraft. If this mod had never existed, the creative community of Minecraft today would probably be a lot smaller and a lot different. The mod also allowed players to store up to 7 different Minecraft inventories, which they could cycle through instead of having to grab blocks every single time they wanted to build something. And the mod itself is actually called the Too Many Items mod. I wish I knew that a decade ago, because I swear I could never find this anywhere. All of these mods are absolute staples in the Minecraft community, but one mod that's been there from quite literally the beginning is Herobrine. His first sightings date back to over a decade ago, and while we don't know if it's real, fake, edited, or an early mod, we do know that there's been tons of mods that add him to the game, most notably the Herobrine mod. This was one of the first well-polished and well-done mods about him created for the game. You could spawn him in by creating this famous setup, and he would spawn himself in as well as tons of creepy Herobrine type villagers with white eyes. Everywhere he would go, he would wreak havoc and destroy everything in his path no matter what it was, and it was practically a mini boss battle to try and kill him, which even after you do, he continues to send some creepy messages in chat and leaves you to deal with his corrupted villagers. But obviously this is all just a mod and he isn't in vanilla Minecraft, right?